But the troponin levels, because Luke's wanting to check the troponin levels, that's apparently the sign of whether you've had a heart attack or not. And my troponin levels really went up high. But they think it's because my heart just got the equivalent of bruised because I was low on oxygen during the seizure. So hopefully my heart muscle's just been a little bit bruised and not actually died, which is what happens in a heart attack. So now today we just have to check how the salt levels are going and how the potassium levels are going to see, hopefully, if we're keeping them under control. Hyponatremia, I think that's how you pronounce it, I keep getting it wrong, is a life-threatening condition actually. So if your salt is too low, which mine was in the clinical range of being too low. So I've been drinking, you know, it's not an ad for any one particular Electrolyte brand, obviously, but I've been sort of swapping and changing. So I've been having a Gatorade, and then I've got a powdered formula as well with no added sugar that's got the potassium, the sodium, the chloride. But I'm still lightheaded. I'm still sort of struggling with quite a bit of lightheadedness and also headaches and sort of faint feeling, like even this morning it was a weird feeling. I wanted to sort of turn around and it almost felt like the floor was slipping under me, like it was sort of a bit strange. And I got to be honest, it's frightening me. Like I'm frightened to be at home alone with Spencer at the moment because, you know, if I had another seizure and it was just me and Spencer at home, that's obviously a really bad situation.
That's fist still. That's coming up now. I love it.
Oh, relax or?
Just keep it for now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you tell me what to do. My veins false advertise a little bit though. Like they look really good, but they slip away. So I've just had a blood test just then, and now we're checking the sodium levels and also potassium levels, and checking liver function, and also checking troponin levels.
Okay, just a little bit stinks now. Relax that. Relax that one.
So when they brought me into ED and I had a second seizure, which is when they then took me into the resus area, all the blood tests and everything they sort of quickly did on me showed that my troponin levels had gone really sky high. And troponin levels is unfortunately an indicator of a heart attack, which is terrible news. But thankfully in my situation, it looks like the troponin levels went up because my heart muscle's been bruised, and that's probably because of lack of oxygen. So as I was lying there on the floor at home, because of course by the time Luke found me, I was already turning purple, so my breathing was compromised. And as soon as Luke turned me onto the side and cleared my airways, then my breathing started to improve again. But it would appear that I was oxygen deprived for a little while, so that's probably why the troponin levels have gone up. And what it does is it sort of Luke described it really well actually. He said that it's like my heart muscles had a really big punch, and so part of the muscle is really bruised, as opposed to an actual heart attack where part of the muscle actually dies. So they've done a cardioechogram, they've done an initial CT scan, so they can't see any huge brain tumours or anything, which is a really big relief. So at this point, they really are veering towards the fact that it really was low salt. And I didn't realise how important salt was for neural connections. So if you think of neural connections talking to each other through the electrical signals, salt is a really key component of that sort of chemical reaction that's going on. So to be low in that is a classic trigger for seizures. So anyway, today I've had this blood test, so we're continuing along with this, I guess. I was sort of hoping that a couple of days of just slugging big bottles of Gatorade might just sort of, you know, fix everything, I guess. But it turns out that recovery is a little bit slower than I would have liked.
Okay, just hold on, please.
Thank you so much. That's really cool. Like, I genuinely didn't feel that. Blood tests are going to be our best friend, just to see what those levels are doing, and really watching my diet. Really watching that I'm not drinking too much water, called water intoxication. So even if I feel thirsty, it might just be a bit of a dry mouth. And I'm also really looking at the colour of my urine. Like, I know that doesn't sound all that great, but in hospital they restricted me for 24 hours on 1.2 litres of water, and anyone that knows me knows I can actually drink 1.2 litres of water in an hour. So to have that over 24 hours, the urine, my urine output, it was a colour I'd never seen before. As in, it was dark. So now, whenever it's getting too pale and I'm feeling lightheaded, I sort of think to myself, oh, perhaps I'm sort of lapsing into that drinking too much fluid. So I'm diluting whatever salt is in my body. And I'm also eating salted peanuts and just trying to have a bit more of a balanced diet. So look, I'm really passionate about this. This is another medical topic that's come up that we can cover. And yes, hypernatremia, I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm very sorry if I'm not, but basically in lactation or in breastfeeding is a thing that can happen to women. And it's happened to me. So I will continue to keep you updated on how this goes, and hopefully I'll be able to get my body back in some sort of balance again.